Get me through my morning every day.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova.
Here she is. Oh, gosh. Here comes Jody in her temporary little vehicle. Beep, beep.
Okay, so we're in flux at the moment, our household, in terms of our car, because I've sold mine. I've purchased a new one, but I'm just awaiting its arrival. In the interim, I am driving my mum's 2009 Kia Cerato.
Which was a gorgeous car in 2009.
What a gorgeous little whip it
Yeah,
is.
I got it yesterday. It felt like a go-kart. I thought I was playing Mario Kart.
So I had to drop you to your car yesterday. I was like, come on, I'll drop you there. And you were like, not if you're driving that little Kia Cerato.
Yeah, next time I'm going to be like, it's okay, I'll walk. You're like, but where's your car? And I'll be like, Port Augusta. It's fine.
He was, producer Molly, he was so low to the ground. I should have snapped a photo, honestly. It was like this grown-ass man crammed into this tiny little car.
My bum was touching the bitumen.
It was like that giant man off The Simpsons.
Yes.
Can you remember that time?
Do you have a problem with my means of automobile? This was the only car we could afford.
And it just got us reminiscing about our first cars and all the little things that went wrong with them.
Oh, my God.
My first car was like a little Mini, like an actual, not when Minis were cool, but like an actual, like genuine Mini, and it was a manual too, so I had to like drive with this stick, and it was so tiny. But then my next car that I purchased, because I worked 3 hours every morning at the Robina Bakery on the Gold Coast, I was able to afford a Ford Laser.
Oh, well done. Very trendy too at the time. Good stuff.
Welcome.
Probably green, was it?
No, it wasn't green. It was white.
I feel like most of the old school lasers are green for some reason.
No, this was white. The only thing that was wrong with it was that you couldn't open the passenger door on the driver's side. So to get into said car, you had to climb through the boot.
That's quite the journey. That's ridiculous.
That's probably why they knocked $1,500 off the price.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your first car?
I had a Ford Fairlane, which was a hand-me-down car from mum and dad.
Yeah.
But it was like, Ford Fairlane was like right at the top in terms of classy stuff.
Yeah.
But in that era, it was about 30 years too old. And I remember I learnt 2 times the hard way that when it said there was 30 Ks left in the fuel tank, that actually meant there was none left.
Right.
So, and one time I ran out of fuel on the Sydney Harbour Bridge and we rolled off the bridge because we got over 50% weight. It's actually a bit of a hill once you get over 50%. And I remember parking somewhere randomly on the south side. But that's the most frantic I've ever been as a youngster.
Yeah.
And then the other time I did it, I think it was around Moore Park, the other side of the bridge, and I had to walk through rain to go buy a jerry can. On top of that as well, I also learned that you can't get an old Coke bottle and fill it up with fuel. They'll get angry at you at the fuel station. There's so many life lessons in such a short amount of time.
I mean, that feels a little bit dangerous.
Oh, piece of crap my car was.
Can we do this, please? 13, 24, 10. Finish this sentence. My car is useless because ... We don't care. Old, new, whatever. What is wrong with your car that you just go, oh my God, that should be functioning, but it's not?
Give us a call, 13 24 10. Best caller up for grabs, a $200 Japanese hair spa voucher from the gym in Henley Beach. We'd love to hear from you.
Pete from Lindock, complete this sentence, please. My car is useless because...
My car is useless because every time I turn the steering wheel, the radio channel changes or the volume goes up and down. And the only way to circumvent that is by setting every radio channel to one channel, which I've got set to Nova.
Yeah.
Every time it changes channel, there's a slight delay, and then it picks up again. It's changed the channel every time I turn it.
Pete, do you have any understanding of why you're turning the steering?
Apparently there's something faulty behind the steering wheel, but it's like the part is like $500 a piece, and then you got all the work to get on it. So it's a whole VE Commodore, and I'm just going to run it to the ground. I'm not going to spend more money on it.
Do you know what, Pete? I think your car's more intelligent than you know. So when you're going really, really slow in traffic and you make a bit of a turn, your car goes, oh, okay, elderly person, welcome to 5AA.
Yeah, look, I've made sure not to do that.
Oh, Pete, that's amazing.
Good man.
Thank you so much. Emma from Wollonga, my car is useless because...
The aircon does not work and the windows do not go down and the radio doesn't work.
Oh, jeez. What works, Emma?
Not much, to be honest, not much.
Emma, talk us through a 38-degree day in your car, please.
It's just horrible. Basically, taking off layers of clothes before you get home just so you're not melting, basically. It's not good at all.
Can we ask what sort of car it is?
RAV4.
Okay.
For
Yeah.
what year?
It's definitely been through it. 2001.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
whoa.
Good. See, built to last.
23
Built to
years
last.
Well,
old.
it does keep going.
Yeah.
It does keep going regardless of all its faults. But
Yeah.
I think it's time to retire it.
Emma, when you bought that RAV4, because I had a RAV4, and can you remember you got one of those little stuffed camels for free? Did you get the free stuffed camel?
No, I did not get a free
ripped
stuffed
off.
camel.
Emma. You got ripped off.
That's not fair. All right, let's go to Brooke from Elizabeth. Brooke, please complete this sentence. My car is useless because...
My car's useless because the back wheels are designed to go bald every 6 to 8 months.
Oh, very good.
Right.
Tyres are nice and cheap these days as well, aren't they, Brooke?
Yeah, so what's
Oh, well, that's why I just keep replacing them. It's cheaper than getting it fixed.
right? So how bald are they, Brooke?
At the moment, they're brand new.
Yeah.
But they get pretty bald on the inside of the tyre as well. Apparently, the car was designed with negative camber. So the top of the wheels go in towards the car.
So and what is it? What's the purpose of that?
Oh, I got no idea.
Is it just
Every time I speak to a mechanic, it's just, oh, yeah, we can fix that for you, but you need unidirectional tyres. So I walked out because, well, every tyre can go on both ways.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot.
So with 2 young kids, it's cheaper just replacing the tyres than
get
getting
it
the whole
fixed.
thing fixed.
Yeah, that's not going to work. That's not going to work, Brooke. That is ridiculous.
No.
Yeah.
And I feel like as well sometimes with mechanics, it's like a dentist. You go in there and they know they're just going to throw this mumbo jumbo at you and you're like, oh, just get to the point. How much? You know I'm not going to argue with you.
Isn't that true with mechanics? It's like never have you walked away for like after a service and they're going, everything's tickety-boo. Mwah,
Well,
nothing
it's
to
all
see
good
here."
except for that back piston that's been eroded through the frontal lobe of the petrol valve. Oh, I haven't seen something like that in years. And you're like, oh, gosh, can you fix it? Well, I can do it, but it's not going to be cheap.
You do a good mechanic.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, let's go to Aaron from Mitchell Park. Aaron, complete this sentence, please. My car is useless because...
Every time I turn the corner, the horn goes off.
Oh, that is confronting. That is confronting. What do you do? Like, there just be moments, Aaron, where you're like, oh, I don't need the heat of someone being like, what's your problem? Why are you beeping at me?
What's your problem, bro?
That's the worst part. As you're turning, it holds the horn on. So it wasn't like it was just a beep. It would be an aggressive, long hold horn. And if I was at traffic lights and there were people crossing the road, they would be looking at me. So I'd just wave. I'd just give them a polite wave and smile as if I was being lovely.
See, that is excellent. There he is. Oh, what's your problem? Oh, it's Aaron. Oh, he's nice. Actually, nice guy.
Do you know where that would come in super handy? At suburban football grounds.
Oh, yes.
Aaron's
Yeah,
just on...
just turn the wheel to the horn.
Here he is. Oh, go South Adelaide. We just touched on it before, Joe. It's, the Willie Rioli thing is, it's probably going to go down, well, so far, it's easily the biggest story in South Australian footy this year.
Yeah, so if you're not up to speed, he yesterday at around lunchtime announced that he was withdrawing from Showdown 57. He wasn't going to play. And then the AFL jumped in afterwards and said, well, sit down, Willie, because we were going to bench you anyway. And they proceeded to suspend him. He now has to undergo some training around respectful and thoughtful communication, which I can see the irony in that because that man is on the receiving end of a lot of disrespectful communication from fans,
Yes.
a lot of racial vilification and the like. And the Port Adelaide Football Club have been pretty staunch on this, and they've basically come out and said that the AFL are not handling the way Indigenous players are treated very well.
Yeah.
Was that the message you got yesterday?
That 100% is the message from Chris Davies, who is the GM of football.
Port Adelaide Footy Club certainly believe that the industry can be doing more to educate people within the industry on the challenges that are faced by both First Nations and multicultural players in the competition.
Okay, so what that means is what we see on the outside is Willie Rioli going off at several players on the field, and people, and the uproar has been quite outrageous, particularly from Commentary East and places not in South Australia. That's where all the big sort of takes usually come from, and that is, oh, Willie this, Willie that. What Chris Davies is saying is you guys have no idea what the hell is happening regularly, like super regularly, behind the scenes to potentially put Willie in such a state?
People, and I did have this thought yesterday as Chris Davies was speaking in the press conference. Willie Rioli needs to delete his social media because the alarming rate at which people slide into his DMs to abuse him is frightening. So I think he needs to get off it. And
that's the other thing. It's not just direct messages. It's everywhere. It's social media in general.
Yeah, absolutely.
So unfortunately, Willie would be able to find, and people will find, horrendous comments thrown at Willie, but not necessarily directly in his inbox. So that's what he deals with, and we'll never know. I did find something interesting from Chris Davies, which he said in his first press conference a couple of days ago, and that was something along the lines of he deals with stuff that you won't have to deal with, and that is pointing to a white person that I don't have to deal with. Yep. He's white, and that we'll never be able to comprehend what that could possibly do to you. And not only just one or two times, like genuinely regularly, and what sort of toll that would take on you. The big question now is what happens with Willie. He's taking the week off. Confirmed last night it's who knows when he's going to come back. Yeah. And there's all sorts of talk. Will he come back? Like, is there a chance that he doesn't come back? Geez, I hope he's not lost.
No, because you're a big fan of what he can do on the field, aren't you?
I'm a huge fan of Willie Rioli. And I know as well, and Chris Davies made this point as well, that the best place for him to be in a safe space where he can get himself in a place where he's happy is at a football club like Port Adelaide. So you really, really hope he's not lost to footy, and you hope he's not lost to Port as well. Yeah.
And also, we're not sitting here condoning him sending, abusive messages.
Absolutely
to the
not.
Absolutely not. But it's just, as to Chris Davies' point, it's just about sitting back and having a think about what this man endures on a weekly basis in terms of racism. And I think before you fly off the handle and go, oh, Willie, just have a think about that. Have a think about what that would do to your emotions, to your psyche, to you as a human being to be on the receiving end of that abuse.
And that is the problem, because you can't.
No.
You can't imagine what that would be like unless you're in that situation. So that's where it's very, very tricky for people to understand.
Yep.
Fitzy Fridays, Fitzy Fridays, Fitzy Fridays.
Joe's given us one sleep out from Showdown 57. We thought, why don't we get a Showdown specialist on?
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the Showdown greats.
And something we have just discovered, and I'm going to let you tell the story. You played in a Showdown, Ryan Fitzgerald, and it was a fairly significant one for all the off-field exploits. Tell everyone the Showdown you played in, please.
I played one Showdown, guys, and it was actually the Ramsgate Showdown. It was the next day. We were all having lunch and a few drinks down at Henley Beach. And I still remember Roo came back and said, I've just been informed that all the Port Adelaide boys are over at the Ramsgate. He said, let's go over and have a couple of drinks. Don't do anything stupid.
No,
but I do remember he sort of turned back to us and said, but if they do something stupid, we're all in. And, I still remember because Roo got tagged that game by Josh Carr. I remember that game fondly because I was on the exercise bike for 3/4 on the bench waiting to come on. Then I came on and stood Daryl Wakelin, and I had an opportunity to sort of kick clear for the Crows. I reckon to put us about 8 points ahead. 15 metres out, shanked it hazy, missed it. Port Adelaide took it down, kicked a goal, took it out of the middle, kicked another goal, and then they won the game. And I remember at the Ramsgate, Roo, because Kari was getting stuck into him out in the field, and I think Roo was doing a couple of pinch tactics that Kari was doing to him on the field. And then next thing you know, I won that fight by 100 metres. I was halfway down Military Road. I think I was near West Lakes when the fight started, and I was running very fast.
Yeah, like that's what got the kid drafted back in the day. His 0 to 20 was elite.
No, I honestly was hiding behind a car. It was out of control. Like I'm a lover, not a fighter, Jodes. Yeah. And I said to myself, I'm just going to let this go. But it was on. It was definitely on. I do remember the next day we had a team meeting and everyone had their heads down and we're like, oh, God. And Gary Ayres was like, okay, we need to address this. Did we win the fight? Everyone, yeah!
That's so old school and beautiful.
Oh, did you though? Did you win the fight? Who won the fight?
I couldn't because I was in a fetal position just rocking back and forth. I didn't see anything, Jones. I couldn't see anything.
Jeez, let's bring it back. Come on.
No.
Car v Rashudo. What could go wrong?
Well, you know what we should do? Get the supporters involved. Crows supporters, Power supporters, Ramsgate, one-on-one, an octagon, and let's go for it.
Thunder, Claude, let's get them all in there.
Was it you who was telling? Hasn't Josh Carr got a bit of a nutty streak getting him to?
Oh, Josh
Mate,
Carr's
Josh, he's one of the best men you'll ever meet, Josh Carr. I rate that man. I mean, the funny thing was, no one wanted to fight that night because everyone thinks there's such a rivalry between the Port Adelaide and Crows boys, but everyone gets along really well, off the field. But it just goes to show that when alcohol is involved, things can be, over centuries and then it gets heated. But, mate, Josh Carr, he is one of the best, and I'm actually looking forward to his coaching career because I think he'll do quite well.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Fitzy, who's your tip for the weekend? Obviously, you're going to go with your heart and go Crows, but...
Well, the heart is saying... No, well, the head is saying Crows because Crows are obviously in better form at the moment, but... You just can't discount the underdog in the showdown because they always get up. I can tell you this, Port Adelaide are not going to lose by 90 points again like they did last week.
No.
Here's a statistic for you. The last 4 times that Port Adelaide have lost by, I think it's 80 points or more, absolutely flogged.
They respond.
They came out the week after and won.
They respond well.
Good stat. It's a good stat from you.
They respond very well, but I'm still going to pick the Crows. Stuffed Paul.
Yeah. Great stat, Bruce McAvaney, on that note. Ryan Fitzgerald, thank you so much for joining us again for Fitzy Fridays. We love it.
Go, Crom.
Mother's Day on Sunday.
It is.
It's a lovely day to celebrate all the beautiful women in our life, whether it's your wife, because she's got kids, your kids, it's your mum, it's somebody else. We're all connected beautifully, aren't we?
What about the blokes that go, I'm not getting my wife something. She's not my mum.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's a death sentence, fellas.
Isn't it?
Be better than that.
Exactly right.
What are you guys up to on Sunday?
We're going to Lounders Cafe, which is a beautiful little cafe down by the Torrens. So we're going to ride our bikes along there, maybe kick the footy at the uni loop afterwards, just wholesome stuff.
That is really nice. We hear a lot, actually, from your girls. We hear mainly from Peyton.
Yeah.
She's pretty vocal.
You like to rag on her, so she likes to get her revenge on Uncle Andrew. But anyway.
Summer's doing some good things as well. And then, of course, there's little Harper, who is a ball of energy.
Isn't she?
Sometimes she's controversial. Sometimes she's cute. Sometimes she's demonic,
Sometimes she won't get dressed for ballet.
It's all a beautiful little thing.
Every Tuesday and Wednesday.
Can I just say, the girls have actually put something together for you.
Have they?
And you didn't know this was coming.
No.
Okay.
What have you done?
So to celebrate Mother's Day on Sunday, let's hear from the Oddie girls who are planning a very special day.
Hi Mum, it's Summer and I just wanted to say happy Mother's Day and thank you so much for everything you do for me and my sisters and how hard you work to get me the things I want and I need. I love you so much throughout the day until it's time for us to sit at the dinner table and you spend 20 minutes straight talking about how you need to get an early night's sleep. Love you so much. Have a great Mother's Day. Bye.
Happy Mother's Day, Mum. It's Peyton. I love you so much and I'm thankful for everything you do for the family, like picking me up from school. And I'm very thankful that you choose to go to bed early so the rest of the family doesn't have to suffer from your grumpiness. Love you. Bye-bye.
Hi, it's Harper. I love you so much, Mum. Happy Mother's Day. And thank you for picking me up from school and making dinner for me. I love you so much. I hope you have a great, happy Mother's Day.
Oh, happy Mother's Day, Joe. It's good on you.
Stop it.
Some lovely messages from you girls there. Here's some flowers as well.
Thank you so much. Oh, that's so... Oh, man, they're beautiful flowers. Did you pick those out?
I selected them all myself. What do you think? What do you reckon?
Oh, they're stunning. I'm a little lost for words. You just made me cry.
Well, Sunday's going to be a very, very special day. So not just for you, but for all the mums out there, congratulations. You do such a hard work and such, at times, an unrewarded job.
Yeah.
Like, it is so much easier for me to work 15 hours a day then go home looking to go after the kids for 5 or 6 hours because that is so consuming in a beautiful way, but very, very consuming. And you do a very good job.
Thank you very much. And, you know, as much as that was lovely to hear from my girls, I think I'm the lucky one to be their mum because they are really, really good kids and, you know, they're my world. So, yeah, thank you for that. Oh, thank you, producer Molly, because I know you would have organised the flowers, etc., etc. Oh, thanks, guys, and happy Mother's Day to your beautiful wife, Cara. We often have the conversation of how she allows you to do what you do. She's incredible, your wife, so you better look after her on Sunday.
Thank you, Josie. Yes, she's absolutely perfect. Happy Mother's Day to all the mums on Sunday. We absolutely love you.
Let's get ready to roll. Round one. Ladies and gentlemen, Battle of the Bangers.
Yep, opportunity for you to choose the music. And I'll tell you what, Joe, it's a very, very interesting contest this week. In saying that, right now it is sitting at 7-5. You definitely need a win.
Okay.
You definitely need a win.
That's right, that's fair.
And look, I'll say that we were blessed because we got to go back to 1999. The 90s had some epic hits.
Didn't it? And 2 songs selected. What did you go with?
Yeah, so I went with this little bad boy. A bit of Sixpence None the Richer. Good song, very good song. You left it to the last song.
I did, which is always a gamble because it's either going to be really, really good or really, really crap.
And who would have thought? I think maybe it's paid off.
That don't impress me much.
Shania. Can I just say something about Shania back in the day?
She did some things.
Well, let's just say, as a youngster coming through with a lot of hormones running through my body, she kept me warm at night, okay? She kept me warm at night. In my mind.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
Shania Twain, man.
I don't know.
Oh my
I just
God.
don't know what you want me to say.
You don't have to say anything.
Okay,
I don't
good.
need you to say anything, okay? Because it's not going to change the way I used to feel about Shania Twain. Enter Jimmy. G'day, Jimmy.
G'day, Hayes. How you going?
Yeah, going well. Thanks, mate.
All right, how we go on the socials? Jodie and Hazy on Instagram.
I just have an image of Hazy with a pin-up of Shania Twain.
I know.
Oh,
we
yes.
all do,
Yes.
and we're all trying to shake it.
That's the G-rated version anyway.
All right, the 1999 Battle of the Bangers. I will say this was a very tight call, but
Do you want a drum roll there, Jimmy?
I reckon I might need one.
Here you go, great man.
I need this, Jimmy.
The winner is That Don't Impress Me.
Yes, Shania!
She's done it. She's done it. You're back,
Yes,
baby.
I am.
You're back, baby.
Sorry, back.
Oh, thank you to everybody who voted from 1999. The winner for this week's Battle of the Bangers, Shania Twain.
That don't impress me much.